What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, surely most of you have seen the news by now. I was actually traveling most of yesterday out to Las Vegas. I have some studio sessions over the weekend, but the news broke late yesterday that Jake Schreier, the guy who just directed Thunderbolts, is in talks now to direct the X-Men, and this came via Justin Kroll, the writer over at Deadline, who's been dropping probably some of the biggest Marvel scoops since I can remember, since 2018. Now, in this light, knowing that this is probably now, since we've got it from a Hollywood trade, going to get locked in unless somebody fumbles the bag before they make it to the finish line, and I don't see that being Jake. I kind of want to unpack my thoughts here because I think there's a very specific reason that Marvel Studios is going to step up and hand a project like the X-Men reboot to Jake Schreier, and it's not just because the Thunderbolts hit. We're breaking it all down, the announcement that Jake Schreier, the guy who directed Thunderbolts, is in talks to direct the X-Men, and what industry insiders have said about a rewrite for the script. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel. That's all we do. Thanks to everyone who's been subscribing lately. We're growing again at an insane pace. You guys are awesome. If you haven't already, I would just kindly invite you to hit the subscribe button. It's the number one thing you can do to support the channel. Plus, it enters you for the giveaways if you want. Stick around at the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so just to shed light on a couple of things, so, we're all in agreement here. It's already been established that Marvel Studios works with editorials like Deadline and Variety. They have their own sources telling these guys what to write, 100%. And so the fact that this gets announced now in the afterglow of the Thunderbolts and the new Avengers remarketing campaign for that film is not a coincidence, and it's really the best case timing for them to do this kind of announcement. If you've been watching videos here at the channel for the last couple of months, Daniel RPK was right again. He said we were going to have a director announcement imminent. It's most likely because Jake Schreier was already in agreement to do this. The talks had already started. As per industry insiders, there were quote-unquote positive meetings. They were just very obviously waiting for the Thunderbolts to drop to make sure the coast was clear and that the public received the film as well as they thought they were going to. Now, we had heard several times from different sources that Marvel Studios was going to go for an absolute home run with the director on the X-Men. Names were floated out there like Christopher Nolan, for example. Not that he was ever going to do it, but that's what was reported, that Marvel wanted to go all out for the director on this film. But that was really never Marvel Studios' MO to begin with. Look, the Russos did so well with their Captain America films that when anybody could have been hired to do Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, because remember, that was the Marvel machine at its prime, they had already had run-ins with directors like Edgar Wright, who had to move away from Ant-Man. There were times when they weren't in lockstep with the director they had, big name or not, and it really stalled out the project. And so there are a lot of really awesome directors in Hollywood who probably want nothing to do with the Marvel machine. The Marvel machine is very specific. On the back of reports, say from the actor who played America Chavez, Xochitl Gomez, who confirmed that they rewrote Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness somewhere near 20 or 21 times. The fact that Michael Waldron's script and story even was able to survive through that and have any semblance of a good story is just a testament to his writing. So there's a lot of talent in Hollywood that just doesn't want to go through the movie by committee, and in fact, even talented directors who have already been in the Marvel machine and shown that they can produce still fall down in the Marvel machine, and I'm specifically pointing to Peyton Reed. Ant-Man 1 and Ant-Man 2 are some of my favorite Marvel movies. I think they have really, really high rewatchability and really honestly funny scenes that have just stayed funny. Then you get to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, where it's so obvious that movie by committee and rewrites and reshoots watered down and diluted and took away from what otherwise would have probably been another really good movie. And really, this is not anything new. It's been Marvel's MO for so long. The Russos are the prime example of that. So basically what I'm saying is we should have known it was going to be an inside job all along, and really that just tells us going forward that if a director is up and coming through the ranks, they're going to have the first dibs on a huge project coming up. Now, that being said, we have several other reports about what's going on with the X-Men reboot, so let's get through that. If you missed the latest huge update, it was reported that the Russos apparently were sticking around after Avengers Secret Wars to quote-unquote oversee the X-Men saga and help co-produce with Agbo. I think that makes it a much easier job for them if they're involved, at least from a high producer level, when they finally get to the next big Avengers or X-Men level movies. If they're going to direct them, well, then they won't be coming in disconnected like they did right now for Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. That's not confirmed, but it has been reported. What is confirmed is that Michael Leslie was actually hired in early 2024, so almost a year ago at this point, to start working on the script. But now that Jake Schreier has been assigned to direct, or at least will be here shortly, industry insiders have indicated that that script might actually get a rewrite. They bring someone in to fix it, either the person who wrote on Thunderbolts to maybe take it to their level, or maybe something like Eric Pearson, the guy who's known internally as the closer at Marvel Studios, who's worked on a ton of stuff, to add some scenes, etc. Now, the only other consistent reports we've had is this film actually going to filming and production next year in 2026 for a late 2027 or an early 2028 release. Yes, at the same time that they're going to be filming Avengers Secret Wars. And while from an actor's point of view, it doesn't seem like there'll be much of a conflict because there won't be a huge overlap in characters, we've got the Fox XMen in tow for the rest of the Multiverse saga. There will be a bandwidth shortage at Marvel Studios, but the plan has always been, at least via reports, for them to put that X-Men film out pretty fast after Avengers Secret Wars, not to lull like they did after Endgame, and make sure that they release another hook. Hey, Marvel Studios isn't done, the MCU isn't over, we're starting with the X-Men. So guys, let me know all your thoughts though down below. Are you hyped for this? Even, again, past just the fact that we're really all into Thunderbolts right now, what do you think about taking that style and tone and applying it to an X-Men film? I'm for it. I think he probably was one of the best choices given everything we talked about in this video, but I'm all ears as always. Let me know down in the comments quickly. Let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right, we're still giving away PlayStation 5s here at the channel. The next one will be next month in June for the Ironheart series, and then in July for Fantastic Four. There'll also be a ton of other giveaways here at the channel. If you want to be entered to win, super simple. All you got to do, hit the sub button, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will always be announced here at the end of videos, live with my voice in a winning comment shown on screen when there is one, so please be safe and vigilant on my channel, really any other channel. Remember, anybody can steal a content creator's photo, claim to be them. It's all just a ruse to try to get you to pay for shipping for a prize that doesn't exist. If you should get a spam comment like that anywhere on YouTube, please just report them directly to YouTube. They are super swift about deleting those accounts, and then you've done everybody on the platform a service. The best way to keep up with the content here at the channel has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on, and as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes under the name Allfires. And while I would sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.